Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome back to Roleplaying Unlimited presents Star Wars What If? The Hutt Empire, Part 4. We're actually not starting with Part 4, unlike the original Star Wars did, but I digress. Joining me as always, on the far side of the screen there, what's up, Cestus?
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing tonight? Ready to rock and roll? Let's get some of this wars going in the stars.
And on the polar opposite side of the screen there, playing the role of Steve. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Looking forward to a wonderful night of action, adventure, and the dice be willing, good rolls.
Well, that's three things you're asking for. You should have started with the good dice at the beginning, because you usually get 2 out of the 3.
Too true, too true.
And joining me on my right side here, the bald Wookiee himself.
What's up? I have a good feeling about tonight. I think I'm going to do a good job. I mean, if nothing else, when everybody else gets sucked out into space, I, as the droid, will be fine. So, there's that.
And, of course, everyone's favorite gruff Mandalorian, Kalinar. Who has probably forgotten his push to talk again. Or is playing the role of 3PO tonight and is convinced that we're all doomed, and he has taken his liberty and is now 3 parsecs in the other direction. He's lurking around somewhere, so I'm sure we'll be hearing from him. I'm not sure if Rolland is here yet. What's going on, James?
Oh, I know some people probably.
Well, there we go.
Stepping pushed. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
All right. Welcome. And thank you, Hans Loves D&D, for the host right there. Hope we can entertain some people tonight. Of course, maybe if I select the proper streaming page here, because that's a bit of a spoiler alert for later on tonight. Actually, we picked up on board the Paladin class cruiser, which we will come to know as the Peacemaker, or whatever these characters decide to name it later on. After an assassin who had stolen Kalinar's armor got himself tangled up with the group and defeated, armor reclaimed by Kalinar, we followed the path to this assassin's ship, which then led us to this Paladin-class Corvette. Throughout most of last game, the characters made their way through this entire Corvette, beginning over here at one of the airlocks. We haven't gone too far into the crew area here as of yet, but we did go through engineering and the galley area. And here in the auxiliary engineering bay, we have a few more Mandalorians who have been alerted by all the blaster fire that took place right here, and that's where we find ourselves at the start of tonight's session. We have just finished up one battle. Cestus took a very nasty shot last game and was left with a 1 hit point. And yeah, that's where we're at right now, as one of the Mandalorians from the southern passage down here shouts out, "Intruders! Sound the alarm!"
So much for stealth.
Well, all may not be lost, as there is no alarm incoming in response to that. There's just one other shout that's a bit too far away for you guys to make out exactly what they're saying, but it sounds like there might only be 2 people down here. So let's go ahead and get those initiative rolls and see what we're looking at.
Oh yeah, no, that's just what Steve is thinking, is so much for the stealth. He has no idea.
Very cool.
And of course, I forgot to click on my character right off the bat.
I had no idea what's happening. My audio wasn't working.
Well, that's unfortunate. I was just recapping what happened at the end of last session and getting us to the point where we're at right now.
So all the critical information.
I was like, man, it's been awfully quiet. What's going on?
Yeah, if anything, if nothing else, it was probably like my usual mistake where I'm like, I can't hear you guys, I can't hear you guys. Oh, the volume is turned down. Whoops.
I don't know what it was, but anyway. I rolled initiative. That seemed like a thing people were doing.
That is indeed. And Fakastis took a very nasty critical shot last game for like 36 damage, if I recall correctly. But he kind of laughed his way through it and seemed only to grow much more excited about the combat after he took that shot. So he is definitely raring to go at the prospect of another fight down here. Just get the turn order.
Not that I rolled well on initiative, but does anybody want to switch? I'm not saying I want to, but if for some reason somebody wants to go late.
Hey, I got the top initiative. I don't want to switch for nothing.
I don't really care. I'm not getting up into the heat of combat. So, yeah, I'll go later.
I don't care either, but I will be calling out to Fakastis. You should come here, I can fix that.
You're just trying to keep up.
So, you can take Steve's turn.
I mean, I don't have anything I need to do. I'm not exactly the best combatant.
So keeping the order as is then?
Yeah, that works for me.
Alright, well, I've got a straight shot on Fakastis here from right here all the way up to his elevated position right there. So let's just see what we're looking at with my heavy blaster pistol. Oh man.
Get them.
Wow, and that will put Fakastis on his ass, actually. As he is gleefully prepared to jump off of this platform and rush headlong the 40 meters or so to his target, and he just collapses in a heap, Peter Griffin style, right up there. My next Mandalorian is a bit farther away, probably not going to be doing anything except getting into cover. Oh, and here I thought Kalinar was turning on another potential Mandalorian.
No, I thought that was him killing the bad Mandalorians.
Unfortunately, he's right in the middle of the initiative there. But James, as Roland, you are up. So what's going on? Hey, CJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for showing, brother.
Because we have a lot. There's a lot going on in the area. So who is the closest one to me? In terms of combatants. I apologize what my push to talk is. I want to work today.
I don't think you can see them from your position. They're kind of like around a corner and down a hall.
Correct. So I'm going to move to an area to set up and maybe have a better look.
And don't forget, everybody, we're doing our first raffle tonight of Roleplaying Unlimited merchandise. So get those subs in. We'll be doing the raffle at the end of the game.
As a jet gets shot, I just go, well, that's no good. Now somebody has to bring him to me.
So I'm standing over that one there. Do I have a lineup? Can I see, like, if I peek around, can I see?
You can see the one that does not have cover, but I mean, from your current angle, I do have cover. I'm just not. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bum 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 bum. With my cover bonus, that will turn a potential hit into a miss. Your blaster shot just impacts off the metal wall right here.
I just impacted off the surface.
Let that be a warning to you.
Next one's for your face.
Yeah, it's coming.
Well, it looks like Steve has the next initiative here, so take us there.
All right. I'm going to use Surge to move around the battlefield to get to this position here. And then from around that corner, I'm going to take a shot at the guy down the hallway.
Oh, what just happened? Wow! Annie Bag of Donuts with the triple gift subscription. I'm Just a Wife, The Buff One, and CJ. Proud subscribers of Role Playing Unlimited. Thank you so much. Holy moly! And Val Theris just gifted 5 subs. Woo! Yowie wowie.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, do. 8 subscriptions in 8 seconds. Truly touched.
Oh,
Thank
crap.
you so much.
Thank you very much.
Too kind. Much too kind.
All right. So I'm hoping this blaster shot will find its mark for the first time.
Well, that is a yes to both of those. John, yes, you did heal on the level up. And Dawn, that is a hit on the Mandalorian without the cover. Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I have cover from his shot, so I'm in a happy position.
That's very true. So I'm taking 16. That is just about half of that person's total hit points. Let's go ahead and move it to Cestus Kivari, hiding out up here.
Was that a full heal from leveling up?
That would be a full heal from the level up.
So we're all full. Shouldn't have Jet been full, or no?
That is correct. This is brand new information coming for the first time, so you didn't miss anything that was discussed earlier. That would have been Annie Bag of Donuts there with the gift sub for you, CJ. Very cool.
All right, I'm gonna do a full move at double move, and I'm gonna get better position.
Okay. All out movement. Very cool. Pork and beans.
Oh, that's still just a regular move. I'll take a shot around the corner. Why not?
All right. Let's see it happen. Force powers did not refresh, however. A 5. Well, there's Cestus picking up right where he left off last week.
You know, you guys are allowed to give up. And that'll be my
Okay,
end
so
of turn.
I've used all 3 of my force powers that I know of.
Correct. Yeah, make sure you get those 14 hit points there, Jason. And Fakastis did not level up like the rest of you, so he does not gain the benefits of the heal. Uh-oh. Valtheris has cheered some bits. Thank you, very kindly, thank you. So yeah, Ficostus will remain unconscious where he's at, and his head just kind of slumps over to where the visor is pointing right at Cody on the other side of the battle, right here. Okay, Kalinar, standing right next to Cody. Mandalore has gone down. What do you do?
I grab and retrieve him for the medical droid.
Very cool. I will move him accordingly right there. Haha, some more cheers. Hip hip, hooray!
And by the way, I was going to just try to provide some cover for them.
Okay. Oh, you're standing underneath the guy here. There we go. You should be good now. Ravengraft, gifting a tier 1 sub. Thank you kindly. Okay, so Kalinar's in the correct space, granting some cover for the fallen Mandalore. And Cody, let's see what you got for the healing.
Alright, since somebody was kind enough to bring him to me, I can spend my full round action doing treat injury to first aid this guy, this apparently cool Mandalore guy who went down like a bag of rocks. So I'm going to heal him up.
Well, let's see what that heal looks like. If nothing else, it's probably going to be a lot better than the Force Healer.
That's going to be 24 points of healing.
24, I will take it. That's almost half of my full hit point value.
As I finish working on him, bandaging him up, as he wakes up, I'll be like, please try not to get shot in that spot again. It will be harder to patch up in a second round.
Somebody shoot me? What happened?
Yes, there's an assailant down the corridor.
Hey, what's up, Queen Jelly and Viper? Thanks for showing up and watching the stream tonight. Viper, I believe that would have been Valtherus throwing you the gift sub right there. Very cool. So after Cody, hooray from Hans Loves D&D. After Cody's turn, we have the Mandalorians, who will offer some return fire. And I think I'm going to now take some cover right here. And next Mando will do the same. Just move up accordingly. Use those cover points. Doesn't matter who I shoot at here. You guys have cover against me as well. So one shot on Cestus, one shot on Steve, both with a +5 cover bonus. And one of them, heavy blaster pistol. That's the one on Cestus, so that will be a miss. Blaster carbine on Steve, also a miss. Some Mandalorian cursing going on in this vicinity as Rollins' turn comes back up. Go ahead, brother. Hey, thank you for the follow there, Queen Jelly. Much appreciated.
So he's just going to move up tactically and kind of move around his Mandalorian friend there, whoever's in the armor. Lean around him and take a shot at the gentleman on the bottom left. I'll highlight him. Hold my drink.
Got it. I don't know what this hype train notification is, but we're 53% of the way there with a minute to go before it expires, I guess? It says to sub, gift, or use bits to achieve the next level. I really don't know what you get if you hit that level. Pretty cool to see that we're in the running.
So what that means also is that they're hyped for my critical that I just made. So yeah.
Yeah, the Mandalorian cursing that's going on down here is immediately truncated with a Yes, indeed. So any movement after that there, James?
I'm negative. He moved just a few, 5 feet up, and he feels pretty good at where he's at right now.
Pretty cool. Looks like Steve shared a nice chunk of roleplay bit right there in our chat log on the right side of the screen. Very cool. Hype, 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 hype. Oh yeah. Okay, so speaking of which, Steve, your next turn has come. What you got?
Okay. So, his hands are still a little shaky, but, he's now feeling in a moment of calm. He's going to take 2 quick actions, or swift actions to aim.
Okay.
And he's going to fire his blaster.
Very cool. Looks like we just got a doggy emote from that hype train right there for hitting level 2. Very cool.
I'm obviously a huge fan.
Absolutely. One of our
Yeah.
upcoming emojis will be of Desmond's face, actually, our old Lhasa Apso. We're having a custom emoji made of him. And that's a 14 on your attack there, Don. You are, well, with the cover, you're actually 6 points shy, so you would need a maximum force point.
The aim negates the cover.
Then you are 1 point shy.
All right, I'll force point it.
All right. Good thing it was only 1 point. All right. So I got that shot, first damage that Mandalorian has taken. Lets out a loud "Ah!" in response.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Double swift for the aim, correct. So Cestus, you do not have line of sight on this person. So what's your move?
So we're going to move across the hall to the other side.
Hey, thank you, Annie Bag of Donuts.
Then we'll take
Pretty
that
cool
shot
stuff.
from around the corner.
There we go. Now you're just trading the cover position there, so each of you will have cover. Go ahead. 18 on the attack, still 2 points shy with the cover bonus.
All right, let's burn a force point. See what happens.
Okay. Did you guys replenish your force points when you hit level 2?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it looks like they
all right, then.
auto-replenished.
Looks like Hans Loves D&D has redeemed the points so that I have to do the voice changes Arnold here for the next several minutes. Okay, so who's next in the initiative?
Take that, John Kimball.
And Dan, take a quick glance in creative when you get a shot.
I cannot look at Discord while I'm on the live stream. Send me a quick text if you can.
Will do.
All right.
Why would you do that to us, Hans? Why?
That's right. You've got to send me the text message through the cellular phone. Cestus, your attack is a big miss. You missed by 1 point.
And that'll be my end of turn.
Oh my goodness. Now Valtherus is redeeming the voice change for Sebastian. That's going to be in a few moments after I finish up with the Arnold voice change. Okay, so Jetficastus is going to take his turn. That's right. Okay, here comes Mr. Olympia.
This is madness.
Ow, ow. And actually, I'm going to get right up in his face. There and there. That's right. I've got my big Mandalorian sword right up in his face. And the dialogue is, stick around.
You know, I think he's left a lot of room right there for your fist.
Okay, Kalina, it's your turn. Go ahead.
That's the only other baddie that we see at the moment, eh?
Yes, it's the last guy that's left on the field.
Well, I'm just gonna chase the Mandalore. That crazy son of a bitch.
This Mandalorian looks up at you as you charge. You want to fuck with me? You're a fucking quiet boy compared to me. A quiet boy. Ow.
Now, what do you got? That's it for me. Double move.
All right. That'll be the end of your turn. So we switch it back over here to Cody's turn. Go ahead. You can hear
my
Annie
audio
busting the gut
processors
out
were
there.
After Mr. Mandalore there jumps up and runs straight into the flasher fire, I just shake my head. I can tell that my services are very, very necessary in this group of people. I sigh even though I don't have lungs or breathe, and I slowly walk towards the fighting to see who my next patient is going to be.
That's all right. Get your ass back to the hospital.
And I will be fully defensive, so that should give me a +5.
That's all right. +5 to the defense. Not that anybody's ever been shooting the droid.
Okay, so here we are. We're at the top of the round, and we're gonna do the voice change for Sebastian. That's right. And we're gonna run this round all in the Sebastian voice. So first up will be the Mandalorian that's stuck in the corner. Right there. Well, I think what I will do, I don't know. I'm gonna do something. I ain't got no melee weapon, so I just gonna blast you in the face with this carbine. This gonna be on Kalinar. That's right.
You fail.
Oh, I missed you?
I got the armor on.
Oh, that's right. That's what the red number is there. I see. You're deceptively
You're deceptively in your normal clothes right here. This gonna take me a while to get used to doing all the voices in Sebastian. So,
I got nothing to do. I didn't assign it. I marked it on the sheet right there.
That sounded part Sebastian, part Cleveland.
that just might be, I don't. You try doing this voice for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I ain't.
I'm gonna put some other point redemptions that say Justin has to do this voice and I has to do this voice, and it's gonna make it really funny. Thank you very kindly for the cheer there. Hip hip hooray! Woo! Okay. Oh man, that's only the first tick on the initiative. That's a lot of Sebastian voice. It's a good thing I got my teeth. Okay, Ryland, it's your turn.
I'm trying to breathe. Hold on, I'll be laughing too hard. Hold on.
That's funny. Update.
Is that a good, better line of fire of this guy? Because I think that's an enemy, right?
Yeah, that's the enemy. I am completely surrounded, so you got a -5 to shoot because of unless you got the precise shot.
I do actually from my level up.
Nice. So I do have cover, but you don't also have a -5 because I'm surrounded.
Gotcha.
Wow. Damn.
His dice are on fire tonight.
2 for 2.
Yeah, no kidding.
Alright, this is gonna be the first time ever attempted. A Sebastian Wilhelm scream. Ow!
That was actually pretty good. Well done.
Ow!
Yep, I gotta admit that was pretty good.
That was awesome.
Woo! Okay, so that's the end of the initiative. And that will be the end for the Sebastian voice for just a little while
until somebody decides to throw in another channel redemption reward right there. Thank you very much, guys. I had a lot of fun with that.
It's already happened.
Oh no! I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
It's another Sebastian voice. Well, okay. So let's just see. I gotta do the engine voice too. So all of a sudden, Yimor comes out and he says, "Steve, use the Force."
How? I mean, how do I use the Force?
With your butt. Use the Force with your butt. That's it right there.
That was the Force.
There was some force there.
Hey, why is my ping a nauseous brown?
You chose your own color. You the one that decided to wear the shitting pants.
I think we need to clear the rest of this deck before we go anywhere else.
There we go.
Yeah, the two NPCs will come up behind the droid, and Jambor just give a little tap on Cody's shoulder, and he says, "You are remarkably programmed. Who was your manufacturer?"
Ah, yes, I was manufactured by Balmorn Arms for a custom order for my original master.
Well, they did a fantastic job.
Indeed, I am one of a kind and top of the line.
How could you be top of the line and one of a kind at the same time?
Quite easy, actually, if you think about it. If I'm one of a kind, I have to be top of the line. It also means I'm also bottom of the line, though, so I don't like to say that too much.
What's the next push to? To the bridge or to the edger?
Do you also want me to disable the auxiliary drive to make sure that we can't go anywhere?
No.
At this point, we are taking the ship, so no reason to cripple it.
There are a few other locations we have not been through. Perhaps we should make sure that there are no others hiding aboard.
Is there any way that you could, with your sensors, or can you detect other life forms on board that are not us?
I do not have that capability, sadly.
We know from the manifest there were a dozen. By my count, we've killed roughly 10. And that leaves at least 2 more.
You must remember that we already killed the one that led us here.
Did we kill him or did we capture him?
Well, yeah, he's captured on the ship. There's probably also someone in the cockpit flying the craft.
That's the next logical place to be.
That's a dangerous assumption. Why would somebody be in the cockpit flying the ship?
Is there a crew manifest available, Cody?
Where do you look at that?
I would have to check. I have not checked for that.
That's right.
We did look into that last week, actually. When you initially hacked in with the Scomp link, you were able to determine that they had enough evidence to indicate how many people were on the ship, but they didn't have a detailed manifest as to who was who on the ship.
Right, okay. So, I'll relay that. They do not have a detailed manifest, they just reference how many individuals are generally present aboard. I would say let's sweep the rest of these rooms before checking the cockpit.
Crew quarters up ahead.
Rome moves down to the southwest portion of the map or ship and starts looking in that room where he staged in the door.
Jet replies to Kalinar, Mandalorian or not, they're a traitor to the cause. We'll deal with them just as we did the rest of them.
Indeed. But there's no reason to lose your head over it.
Oh,
Cool and calm.
sure thing. Why don't you lead the way then?
I'm going to take a minute while we're having this discussion to regain my force powers.
Sure thing. Go ahead and replenish those. Got our NPCs tagging along behind as usual, still not contributing much to the combat. And go ahead and proceed a little closer to the crew quarters.
I'm going to post up and cover down towards the bridge area, a hallway leads up to it. I'm just going to cover down, like this, aiming my weapon there, kind of looking to see if anybody pops up or comes out.
Gotcha. All seems clear down the north and the south. They did check the fuselage. They found 3 Halliburtons. Inside joke here at the Phillips household. Here at the crew quarters, from this entry, as Kalinar is looking into the right passage here, this purple armored Mandalorian tosses a blaster rifle out into the hallway, followed by a "Surrender! I give up!"
Well, that was easy.
I'll keep a pistol leveled in that direction, and, well, it seems weird to have the droid cover, but,
Well, I'll walk over and grab the rifle. Oh,
perfect.
and I'll, after picking up the rifle, I'll say, well, come on out then.
You're not gonna shoot me, are you? I'm unarmed.
I can say that I will not shoot you.
Take off your helmet.
He does so and drops it on the floor next to him. Dark-haired, ruddy complexion, few days facial hair growth. He's not what you would call a pretty man.
Who's piloting this rig?
I think you got him already. I was watching the security footage. I think I might be the last one. So, yeah, I surrender.
Is the bridge secure, the code, or is it locked in any way?
It is not locked. No, if you have access to the elevator, you can simply access the bridge. He is not Safau. No, he is not.
Does anybody have manacles? Some way to keep him restrained?
Why, yes, I always carry manacles with me.
I just kind of look at Steve, but it's just a Mandalorian mask.
I can sedate him for a time.
I won't be any trouble. If there's rooms you can lock me in if that makes you more comfortable. You don't have to restrain me or knock me out.
I'd rather keep you around. Is there
Whatever.
anybody left?
I think it's just me.
The Sons of Stonewall. They're not just what's on this ship. Who are you communicating with?
Sons of Stonewall? We're not the Sons of Stonewall. They were eradicated.
What do you call yourselves then?
Well, he's a coward. That should explain it.
I am a supporter of the rightful throne, of the rightful Mandalore. Hey, I'm
And who
just a
is
wife.
that?
Welcome to the show. Why, Mandalore Zosh, of course.
I just shake my head.
What's your position on this ship?
I'm part of the ground team.
What does that mean, the ground team? Are you logistics? Are you you use weapon? What is your role?
I am a soldier, first and foremost. I have some knowledge with computer usage, but primarily a grunt.
I see. Kind of shakes his head at that comment, but keeps coming down the bridge just to be safe.
You didn't answer my question. Who are you reporting to?
The captain of this vessel, Glabius Oshov.
And beyond that?
He takes his orders from the Mandalore.
Yeah, more. You want to come with me and
Man.
check the bridge and make sure there's no one up there?
I would be
Mandalore.
happy to accompany you. And Yemor walks off with Steve in this direction here up to this elevator.
Mandalore Zosh is dead.
Oh,
Which elevator?
the far north central passage. The Mandalore is not dead. No.
What do you mean?
He does not. It is complex. I cannot speak for him. I am new to the team, but as I understand it, the Mandalore is seeking his return to the throne. Our posting here is to further that objective. I only arrived 3 days ago and have been tasked with inventorying supplies here on the ship. I don't know the objectives or the exact parameters of our missions, so to speak, but according to Glabius, Mandalore Zosh is not dead.
Just kind of look. I don't know where Jed is. I see Cestus is walking around. But any reactions?
Jet is looking pretty stoic with his helmet on. He's just kind of taking it in. He's not even really nodding or shaking his head.
We'll need whatever access you have aboard this ship. And we'll need to make contact with whoever Glabius was taking orders from.
There may be transmission data in the bridge. Is Glabius still alive? I did not see him in your party when you arrived on the ship.
Just to be sure we have him restrained on the ship? Is that where we left him?
Correct. Yeah.
He still breathes. For now.
It may be that he has the information you seek. I will give you what access I have. My life is far more important than any of this political strife. But for the truer answers, you may want to seek Aglabius.
Very well. First, you'll need to remove your armor.
And he gets to taking his armor off.
Roland will get on the comm link and said, "I'm going with Steve and the other up to the next level."
Once this guy's ready, and assuming he cooperates, I'll otherwise escort him back to the others on the other level.
All right. And yeah, Chet will step over just some of my tokens. I have 3 of them to control here, so I'm a few minutes behind. Yemwar and Zerend will both accompany up onto the bridge. Chet will stay here in the crew quarters with the Mandos. And yeah, Cestus is correct. Crew quarters are clear. No sign of anybody else aboard the ship here. Most of the crew quarters are even absent of evidence of anybody having stayed in them. Some of them do have footlockers, some random gear stowed away, but at least half of them look like they haven't been occupied in quite some time. And there is no map for the bridge section. The bridge is really just this elevator that James and Don are standing on. Once you take that up to the bridge, just imagine any Star Wars frigate-sized bridge that you've seen in the movies. You've got the pilot station, the co-pilot station, the sensor operator, a few different other computer terminals up there. Nothing really worth mapping out.
Got it. I'll go to the pilot. I'll go to the pilot station and kind of see what the status is of the vessel.
All right.
The status of the vessel is that the engines are disabled because I've disabled them.
Well, the hyperdrive is disabled. The engines still work just fine.
Right. I'm just looking just to make sure if it's in standby, is it indicating anything other than that, any type of communication or beacon going off. That's what he's really checking.
Gotcha. No beacon, no communication, no messages waiting for anybody here. The ship is on low power right now. I mean, the life support systems and a lot of the secondary systems are still operational, but the ship wasn't even moving when you guys came up to dock with it, so the engines are like on a low burn right here.
All right, the bridge is secure.
You do see, though, looking further at the ship's information, when you dig a little deeper into it, you can see that the hyperdrive is completely inoperable right now.
But we could definitely move at sublight speed, but this hyperdrive is going to need some work, if not replacement.
I have the parts for the hyperdrive.
Well, we'll have to, when we figure out a plan what we're going to do, we're going to need to reinstall them. Or you will.
Very cool. And John is expediting us towards the reunification of our split parties, because we did leave James's ship kind of out there with the prisoner restrained. We might have even brought the prisoner in here and just left him in the airlock. I actually don't forget which. It's kind of a moot point, considering that the ship and the prisoner are now being returned to our custody at this point. So James, your ship will now be docked at the southwestern airlock down here. I don't have the forcible ping on this section, so southwest airlock, and then of course the Fang starship that you guys took from Palabius is at the southeast airlock, and then the escape pod on the far south side.
All right, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to replace the parts that I took off of the hyperdrive.
All right, go ahead and roll the mechanics check again. This will have a circumstance bonus since you're the one who disabled it. That's right. It's like a cow's opinion. It just doesn't matter.
Is there any way I can assist him with it? Because I do have some knowledge of mechanics on spacecraft.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and
That's
roll a
nice.
check of your own. If you hit a DC 10, you will give him a circumstance bonus.
Perfecto.
Oh, yeah. Easy peasy. Don had it on his own, given what he already knows about this hyperdrive engine, having disabled it. But between the two of you, it takes like just a few moments to get everything put back into place. And here's Valtyrus redeeming the Arnold voice again. So we're going to go ahead and roll through the next few scenes here. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. You didn't know I was going to say that now, did you? Now. That's right. How you like that right in mid-sentence? Just the voice change seamless. How about that?
My cookies too.
Who told you could eat my cookies? All right, so we have control of the Peacemaker. Let me go ahead and grab the Peacemaker's character sheet. Oh, that's not going to be visible if I only select it. There we go. There. Okay, so here is the Peacemaker stats. It's got the good strength and the good dexterity and pretty decent ship intelligence. It's got good hit points, damage reduction, and shield rating. And it has front-facing and rear-facing laser cannons. It also has swivel laser cannons that are the third weapon, the third. And then the fourth one is the proton torpedoes. And you can see each of the weapon systems has its dedicated cruise section, so the laser cannons on the front are co-pilot operational, but also can be used by the pilot in the pinch. The rear-facing are gunner operational only. And then the proton torpedo is a pilot-operated or co-pilot operated. As usual, with any of these ships, if you want to assign your assignment and skills, there are sections for that, so you have it for quick rolling. And then feel free to check out the Fang and the Reaper as well. James might be the only one who can see the Reaper though, because it's his ship.
Well, you know what I have to say about that?
Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. That's right. I look forward to tossing them. Ba 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 da da ba. Annie's the most talented one of all of us. She's too good for us. That's right.
Alright, so who wants to pilot this thing? I'm more than welcome or willing to pilot this vessel, but we need a location. So what's the next stop?
Quafelva. Hey, Rain in Bleach, how you doing today? What's going on? That's right, who's going to be the pilot of the Peacemaker? And are we going to rename the ship, or are we going to keep it the Peacemaker?
I'm not a very bad pilot myself.
We know. I'm putting it out to everyone else. I don't care who pilots it, we just need to have somebody who is the pilot.
I don't see anything wrong with Steve piloting. Cody, are you good to co-pilot with him?
I have been programmed to pilot and maintain and operate many spacecraft.
That's fine, I don't have a military-grade warship that I've been flying around fighting with, but yes, the droid and the drug user should be the responsible parties for this vessel. Absolutely agree with you.
Having witnessed Steve's technical aptitude in motion, I can agree that we could make a comparable team on board this ship.
I'll just stick to a weapon system.
Yeah, Roland. Where's the start button on this? How do you turn left and right?
I'm pretty sure you're trying to use a sarcastic sense of humor, and it's not going to work. Just try not to crash us into an asteroid, a sun, or a planet. That's all I ask.
Wow.
Be in the other chair, and I will not allow such thing to happen.
Gee, I enjoy the confidence.
I feel much better now that I know you are co-piloting this vessel.
Of course, I cannot allow any harm to come to my patients or possible patients.
And you also agree that the pilot, free of mind, not impaired by an alcoholic beverage or drugs. I think you could agree to that, correct?
Beverage. Real men drink
Are you asking
beer.
me or Steve?
I'm asking you. You're the medical expert.
Ah, yes. Well, it depends on the species. If we're talking about Steve, who is a human, then yes, a certain amount of mind-altering substances can definitely affect his ability to pilot the craft. That being said, a small amount should be safe.
I'm good with that. I'll let you use your judgment, and let Steve use his better judgment.
He used to do a little, but the little wouldn't do it, so the little got more and more. Wow, that was like the screeching record, just all the game just like. Wait a minute, when did Arnold join Axl Rose in Guns N' Roses? What the heck is going on here?
Well, there goes Buff. Won't even give me a minute in between my different voices. Now I gotta do this one right here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we got the Peacemaker ship, and we got the Fae and the Reaper. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next scene, unless there's any extra roleplay you want to do here, because otherwise I'm ready to push us to the next point.
Well, don't we have to figure out where we're going with these ships first? I mean, don't we have to question these prisoners for that?
Yeah, I was interested to hear what Grabius, whatever, has to say about
Grab
this.
ass.
Or is there like some already input into the nav computer who's where to go?
There's a lot of locations in the nav computer, but none of them that have the name of the once dead Mandalore as the title. The prisoner is awake, and upon being approached with the information, how do you want to approach him with this?
I will leave the interrogation up to the Mandalorians.
Do you have something in mind, Cestus?
Nothing off the top of my head at the moment. Let's just see how it goes. Question them individually, though.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's start with who we presume to be the ringleader. And I guess we'll start by telling him all his friends are dead.
So let's at least get them in separate rooms.
Okay.
Agreed.
Let's get one in this room. And one in this room.
Okay, we can do it. So which
As we
one-
get them locked in there, we'll make sure that they don't have any more weapons or anything on their persons. Basically patting them down.
Let's see some perception rolls, please. You guys are killing my wife out in the next room. All I hear is laughter, 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 laughter. That's funny. I don't care who you are. Well, as best as you can tell, these guys do not have any weapons on them.
Okay, so let's start with let's start with the one that told us that he was still alive first.
Okay. What further information do you want to try to get out of him?
So when was the last time you could confirm that the Mandalore was alive, and where was he?
Well, I would like to reiterate that I am brand new to this crew, like 3 days, and I've never actually seen the Mandalorian or the Mandalore or talked to him. But Glabius said that that's where we get our orders from.
From pillar to post.
So basically, you have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. My understanding is that we are supporters of the true Mandalore, and our mission is to see him restored to power. But this is my first official mission with this group, and this is how it turned out.
Who recruited you?
That would be Glabius or Shav.
Meat man.
Okay.
Meat Mandalorian.
Oh, take the meat
Meat
buzz.
Man. Hey, it's Meat Man.
Hey, I'll be the Sith Lord then. Yeah, here we go. Have some Force lightning. So yeah, in short, the new guy, that's part of the reason why he's so quick to surrender, because he doesn't have as much skin in the game. He only just joined the crew. It sounds like a good cause because he's supporting the rightful Mandalore, but he hasn't gotten deep enough with the organization to find out many secrets. His entire task this whole time being aboard this ship is categorize this, inventory this, and put the data in the computer. Also Zoidberg.
Okay. So, Kalinar, do you have any other questions for him?
Not this guy. We need to talk to the leader.
All right. We'll be back.
Ooh, look, an asteroid is coming. Maybe I should fly right into it.
No, you're not allowed to fly into asteroids, suns, or planets. Moons are okay.
But only if they're really a space station.
Well, if you're that impaired that you're going to a meteorite, you're just kind of feeding into my argument. But please continue.
All right, we'll go to the other side. Talk to this guy. All right, so who do you report to with your orders?
You'll find that getting information out of me is not going to be quite so easy.
That's good. Easy's boring.
I've already given up the big bomb, and that's that this one here is the one that tried to assassinate the former Mandalore.
Tried?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very definitive.
He looks pretty smug.
That's all right. As much as what you don't say tells us just as much as what you do say.
Yes, but you'll you're free to make all the conjectures yourself, which inevitably will lead to some misunderstandings, some misinterpretations.
Yeah, you're probably right, and that's okay.
Hey Cody, what would you calculate the odds of them being able to extract information from a Mandalorian and captive?
1.
I've never had that scenario brought up to me before. Hold on as I collate.
Well,
So far, it's 50-50.
the more interesting question, Steve, is if you had bet on how fast a Mandalorian would have surrendered their weapon without a fight or a shot.
Actually, I'm figuring if the odds are great enough that maybe you should go down there and try to intimidate him with your smell.
Just don't smell. I think you know this.
So
If I went down there, it would be a very quick conversation.
Am I flying this straight enough, Grandma?
Is there a grandmother on board? I didn't know. Are you hallucinating again?
Well, as far as the question about the questioning of the Mandalorian, I believe the other Mandalorians would be the top authority on how to do that correctly, knowing how they are trained and the anti-interrogation techniques they likely train into their own troops. So the odds of that will somewhat depend on the individuals involved. And I don't know enough about either Cestus, Kalinar, or Jet, or Glavius to really formulate an honest projection to that mission.
Spoken with somebody with a psychology chip built into their system.
I just don't like sitting here and running question them, get whatever information, which will be little, and then we take a course of action and get.
Well, I can tell you that this ship is in fine condition, fully stocked and ready to go, depending on where we wish to go.
And fairly well armed, which is interesting. All the weapon systems in good working order, it appears.
It has a full complement of proton torpedoes on board.
Jean Moore, can I talk to you for a second?
Who the hell is Jean Moore?
I don't know. That's how I have it spelled in my stupid notes here.
Well, you got the last name right. The first name is Yem, though, and not Jean. But I think I understand. What is it you would ask?
During that fight, when I had the laser blaster and I had that Mandalorian in sight, I felt the presence of the ghost leave and take the wooziness and my usual symptoms of detox away when it left. Do you know what that could have been?
That's a mystery to my knowledge of the Force. Are you saying that the entity that you have been troubled by for your life has purged you of your addiction?
I mean, I still feel the addiction. I've come down from the chem so far, and I'm not feeling as jittery as I usually do. If that makes sense.
I understand the result that you are experiencing. I am unfamiliar with the process that got you to this point. Did you see me scuttling?
I didn't see any scuttling.
How about back with the interrogation? Anything else you guys are trying to get out of Glavius here?
Yeah, my next question is, Why did you recruit somebody so weak?
Your insults barely penetrate my ears, let alone the surface of my skin. I do find it amusing, however.
Okay. Immediately gave up, turned over his weapon, handed over his armor. It's not very Mandalorian. I'm starting to think he's not even a Mandalorian.
In fact, most of the crew on that ship didn't quite fight right.
So if I heard correctly throughout the course of this battle on board the ship, you called out for the survivors to surrender, and then when one of them did, you wished to insult him with his cowardice. I can't say as I would disagree with the tactic, I just don't understand how it is you would think that this is going to get anything out of me. If anything, go insult the person that it is surrendered. Perhaps he'd be willing to give up something.
Oh no, I already know that you've recruited somebody very weak. I'm just wondering why.
Is his
That's okay.
response.
That's okay. We'll work on this later. And we'll lock him in the room.
How about a question for the two of you? What is your next plan?
Well, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go get your blaster pistols. We're going to come down here and shoot you in the knees, and then ask you some more questions. And with that, I'll lock the door.
Over the comm link, I asked the Mandalorian, have you happened to get any kind of information as far as the location we will be traveling to next?
We're working on that right now. Dan, I do have a question. Where, since I don't know off the top of my head, where would the Mandalore have been throughout all of this? He was living on Mandalore, correct?
Among the other Mandalorian planets, yeah. Onderon, Duxon.
Okay, so he just kind of went from one to the other to here and there. No worries.
And those of you who are on the bridge, note that Zerend at some point left and is now returning. And she calls out to her brother, the transmission on your ship is flashing.
Well, show me. And he'll kind of go beside her and kind of guide her towards where the ship is.
But Captain, don't you think that the ship would not be able to function without you sitting right there looking over our shoulders?
He is not the captain. Why would you refer to him as such?
No, just carry on. I'll be back with you later.
Because I'm being sarcastic. Does that compute?
I understand sarcasm, Steve. I do not understand you. It does not seem like the appropriate time for sarcasm. And that man is very dangerous. He could very well shoot your head off. And he has been very successful at doing just that.
Listen to your droid friend. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen though.
You will do what you wish.
Okay, so Zerend takes Rolland back to the airlock and aboard the Reaper, where, just as she said, in the cockpit, the communicator is flashing.
Is it a incoming message, or is it like something else?
It looks like it's a recorded message.
If it's in the privacy of the cockpit, he'd play it.
Okay. It is not a message you expected to receive on board your private ship. However, based on where your ship has been in recent days, you think that might be the reason why this message is being transmitted to your vessel. It is an alert, a plea for help from some kind of staticky, you can't make out the name of the person, probably not important, somebody back on Onderon who is shouting and decrying that ships are coming out of hyperspace. It looks like an invasion force. All Mandalorian ships, all allied ships in the sector, please return. We need your assistance urgently.
So like a general broadcast, emergency broadcast almost.
Somewhat, except it didn't come into the cockpit you were just in. So it's definitely directed specifically as opposed to just a general anybody come and help.
Can I upload the recording to like a datapad?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I'm gonna get a copy of it, the recording, upload to the datapad, and then he'll obviously look like he's sitting there for a second, and he looks at his sister. And this probably should be shared, but I have a feeling this will draw us back to Onderon. I don't know if that's the safest location for us.
Well, your little sister looks up at you. Yes, let's see what the rest of the crew thinks.
Stay with me. So stay close to me. We'll see what they want to do, because it sounds like a full-on military incursions happening there. He'll go back to the bridge, and he'll request, everyone to kind of meet up there, because there should be enough room for everybody to kind of meet.
For sure. By this point, everybody has gathered onto the bridge. The interrogation is finished, so I imagine the Mandalorians are probably conferring with the rest of the crew. You, the Chiss, are also returning to confer with the rest of the crew the information you've just gained, so by all means, proceed.
I'm not sure why, but my vessel received a message which seems to be some type of maybe emergency broadcast, is the best way I could put it, over a good chunk of the channels, but it wasn't received here. So I want to play it for you and get your feedback, if I may.
Very well.
It doesn't see. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, everybody who was not in that scene, did you get the gist of it, or do you need me to replay that?
No, I got the gist of it.
Works for me.
Sounds to me that Zoth, or whoever is claiming that mantle, has arrived for the competition on Onderon.
I'm not sure that this full assault fleet size, it's got to be substantial for them to call it in this way. So I guess your next course of action is this vessel may have not been identified as being taken over, so we could use that to our advantage if you choose to go back. And you clearly know how dangerous an option that is.
We don't need to assault the entire fleet. We need to know what's going on. We need to know who's claiming to be Zoth.
Is this invasion a notch in their belt as their military objective for taking this planet? You would know best.
The competition is to determine who will be the new Mandalore. The arrival of a fleet of Mandalorian ships seems to me a show of force for a new contender.
Didn't the message say they were actually being attacked, though? It seems counterproductive to a competition.
Perhaps.
Also worth interjecting, whoever sent out the distress didn't specify what kinds of ships were invading, just that it looked like an invasion force.
It could be one large vessel with some smaller supporting vessels, but we won't know until either we take a look. It's up to you. I'm just saying that if it is a full-on fleet, I do not recommend staying in the area.
All right, here's my recommendation. Personally, I think this is a tactic to delay us from getting to Mandalore.
Come on, baby.
We can go check it out. If something's really going on, we can stay and help if need be. Personally, I think it's a trap.
It's
But
a trap. No.
if we're not needed, we can jump right back out and make our way to Mandalore.
What's going on at Mandalore?
We were due to return to Onderon tomorrow for battle.
That's right.
This will change the terms.
That's right. I have to get back down there to Onderon and fight. I'm in the contest. I have to kick all the butt.
Regardless of whether it's a trap or not, I feel duty-bound to see this through.
Well, if the fleet that is presumably attacking Onderon is indeed allied with the forces that once owned this ship, we may be able to use that to our advantage and sneak into their fleet.
Like I said before, they probably don't know the vessel's been taken over. We could use that to our advantage. To at least get a general reconnaissance of what's around the planet.
Of course, that all hinges on the fact on whether or not the fleet attacking is indeed tied to the people that were on the ship.
Born to be bad.
Dan, I was under the impression that the next event was on Mandalore and not Onderon. Am I incorrect?
Correct. The next one is on Onderon. The finale is on Mandalore. This is the final four, and then if he makes it there, he gets to go to Mandalore to fight in the finals.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, let's get back to Onderon. Let's head that way. I was under the impression the next one was on Mandalore. Sorry about that.
Can we get Steve's input on this matter?
Nope.
That's right.
Okay. Well, then I guess if everyone's in agreement, other than Steve, who is...
Were you along for the ride?
I'm the pilot. I just point the ship and wherever you guys want to go.
Along those lines, we do have two other ships connected to this ship. Are we just leaving them connected, or will we be utilizing them as well?
That's right. I've got
I
nobody
think
to
we should
hang out with
utilize
but
them as
Steve.
well. I can pilot the Fang. Roland, obviously you should pilot your ship. That'll increase our numbers and better our odds. At least give us some tactics to use out there other than just one ship.
It does, but it also limits possibly our escape routes, because if we have to leave the area, there's three of us trying to leave. Whereas if we're all on one vessel, it's a lot easier for us to escape.
Not only that, but if we're trying to go in as a disguise, his ship doesn't match. These two are Mandalorian. His ship is obviously Chiss.
I would recommend leaving them attached as we arrive,
Okay.
but having the pilots aboard so that they can immediately detach if
Okay.
needed.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I could agree to that.
Cody, can you plot the course to Onderon?
Of course. Is there any bonuses from the nav computer on this vessel?
For the Paladin, yeah, we're looking at we're looking at +4.
Very well.
A natural one. It's now that you realize they forgot to connect one thing when they repaired the hyperdrive, and the whole ship just inverts itself in the mighty implosion. The end.
Probably we need to have James roll these things as natural 20s.
Having a hot hand today. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
That's right.
It's not my fault. They told me they fixed it.
I trusted them to fix it. Now,
No, I did. I fixed it really well. Look at my die roll. I fixed it really well.
all right. So we are in hyperspace en route from this point in space here between Rochi, Tantilis, Togoria, and Charos. And I think the range is still off here, so yeah, we're gonna move approximately 8 feet across the galaxy back to Onderon. And for whatever reason, that's going to take us a few hours in hyperspace to make that 8-foot journey. Space is just treacherous, so you really got to kind of pick your path here. But during the hyperspace travel, we will take our 10-minute break here and be back at 7:35, 7:40, thereabouts. So yeah, thank you all for joining in so far. It's been a very fun first hour plus. Thank you for all the subs and everything. And yeah, we will catch you back in 10 minutes or so.
Just really quick, during that hour, those couple of hours of piloting, if I could put it on autopilot, I'm going to spend some time learning some forest stuff from you more.
All right, sounds like a plan. Catch you in about 10, everybody. Are you with us? Alright, friends, we are back with the second half of tonight's Star Wars What If. Joining me again, we have Justin, James, Jason, John, and the empty couch. The Gnomish engineering wonder they call a chopper. Get to the Gnomish engineering wonder. Alright, and we are going to fast track this to what should be a lot of combat here to finish out the rest of the session. Let me do a quick map switcheroo here. There we go. Perfect. Zoomed out a bit too far. Here we have the Peacemaker, and Reaper, and Fang. Panning back just a little bit here, we can see the world of Onderon here on the southeast corner of the map, and a whole lot of space battle action going on here between us. We also have a few random asteroids, which should add some interesting terrain potential to this space combat. To disprove a theory that we had before coming into this, these are not Mandalorians. These appear to be of the Hutt Empire, which, if you recall correctly, I promised we would finally get into this game. 2 of the Hutt Empire Corvettes are present, right here, and right over here as well. Additionally, there are several Hutt starfighters. I don't imagine there are Hutts actually piloting these things. They probably have people doing the work for them, while the Hutts, if anything, are sitting lavishly within the confines of the Corvettes.
Although I would love to see the pilot compartment for a Hutt starfighter.
I'd like to see one of them just wear the mask, the flight mask. And you should all be able to see, as the players, you should be able to see which of these ships are friends, which of them are foe, based off of the red and the green health bars, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
There are a handful of ships that possess neither. This is because they are technically non-combat. These are troop transports or shuttles that belong to the Hutt Empire. There's only 3 of them on the map right now. They are all under starfighter escort, presumably to land troops down on Onderon itself. The green starfighters, of course, are our Mandalorian protectors. I just want to double check. 4, 6, 8, 10. It's actually a lot more Mandalorians that I thought I had on the board. So let's get some of these destroyed. Just as your characters arrive in system, you can see the space battle in full sway. Hutts against Mandalorians, or the Hutt armies, I should say. And yeah, these two Mandalorian ships here. In fact, let's make it 3. That one as well. Now, the way we're going to handle this, in addition to whatever tactics you guys have in mind for how you want to approach this, if you want to separate into the 3 ships or what have you, you are also going to be controlling the Mandalorian forces. And your primary objective is to keep the shuttles from landing on the surface. And then we can see 2 different crews of Mandalorian starships, northeast and southwest, that are en route to attacking these Hutt Corvettes. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get the initiative rolls. I'm going to go ahead and tell them to get it. And yeah, let's get the initiative rolls. I will roll for the Hutt side, and then we'll see what we're looking at. If you're on the same ship, we're just going to roll 1 initiative check for that crew, so that we're not doing a bunch of ready and hold actions waiting for the pilot. But if you're on separate ships, each ship will roll their own initiative.
So who's all on Paladin? It's me, Steve, John?
I don't know what ship I'm on.
I think you're probably on the big ship with me and Steve, because I think the other 2 are just fighters, basically.
Is the prisoner on this ship?
Yeah, both prisoners should be on that ship on the Paladin.
Okay, then that's where I'd be.
Or are I'm sure James' sister's with him. What about the
Correct. I would have recommended it hit the Thorium come with me, unless he was absolutely needed on the other vessel.
When last we left, the Ithorian is working one-on-one with Dawn, so wherever Dawn is at is likely where Yemwar is at.
That means he's on our ship, the Paladin.
Main ship, yep, so that's fine. So me and my sister are definitely on the Reaper.
Okay. Aha! -1 for the Hutt Corvettes initiative.
Maybe they are piloting.
Just don't try to use the Force on them. Heading for the bridge is Kalinar. Alright, and I'm going to get initiatives going for the Mando Starfighters. You should see the character sheet for those next to your own personal Starfighters. We'll be using those whenever you're controlling the Mando Starfighters.
Is there any, like, who's rolling initiative? It's pilots?
More than likely, because we roll for just the one crew, so that way we're not doing scattered initiative if everybody's on the same ship.
I guess what I'm wondering is if there's a way to take advantage of my initiative talent thing.
Well, I would say not on board the same ship, considering we only have the one roll, but if there's no range limit, I don't see why you couldn't swap with James or... who's on the other ship? Jason, you're flying it?
Yeah, I'm flying the Fang.
Gotcha.
And the other Mando Starfighters are not coming up. It's coming up blank on bio and info only.
The other potential tricky bit right there, John, would be, does that ability specify that it has to be your initiative that is being switched, or are you allowed to switch to allies' initiatives? Because if it's your initiative, then that might be a problem because you're not rolling initiative.
Yeah, it'd have to be my initiative.
Gotcha. And in this case, it is Steve, or... Yeah, I think Steve is piloting the...
That's correct.
The Paladin.
Yep, that's right.
Is there an initiative for the ship, or are we just rolling our own initiative?
I think it's the pilots.
Correct. It'll be the pilot's initiative. There is the section on the Peacemaker ship under crew skills where you can add, and then you'll see a list of skills come up so you can input your own stuff into there, but otherwise just use your own attributes. Alright. And Peacemaker's going on a 5. Still not last. Peacemaker is going before the Hutt Corvettes. So James is going first in the Reaper, and then the Mandalorian... Or no, it is the Hutt Starfighters that go after that. No, that is the Mandalorian Starfighters. I haven't rolled for the Hutt Starfighters yet. That's what I'm missing. Here we go.
Or it looks like it's... Is this a Hutt invasion? That was put over the comm link. That's what I was putting out to everybody.
Gotcha. I was like, uh-oh, did I not... Was I on mute the whole time I was telling you guys these were Hutts?
No, I'm putting it out to the rest of them over the comm link. Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead and take on... I'm going to take out one of the transports. Looks like there's a troop transport with a light fighter. I'm going for those first, and then we can pick off the fighters as we go. Okay, good. Thank you.
All right, where are you going? Got, 4 or 5 squares of movement?
That's what I'm double checking right now, just before I start doing that. It says the speed is 12. Character
scale is irrelevant. Starship scale.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
From what this is saying.
Yeah. You'll move a lot slower on the space battle maps than you will on the atmospheric maps, so to speak.
So such a detach and then fly those 2 spaces. Just starting to move forward. And then I'm looking at the range to see if I can even engage any of these combatants.
Alright, so laser cannons, you're looking at 2 squares for short range, medium is 3 to 5, long is 6 to 10, -2, -5, -10 on the attacks from the respective ranges. Looks like you are medium range here, so you're looking at a -5 to attack that dude right there.
The one right off the point, right, directly in front of me.
Correct.
For shizzle. And the question I had was, am I adding my pilot to the attack? Because that's something I'd have to manually add, or is it just a ship's modifier?
It should be your base attack bonus plus whatever modifiers the ship possesses, but you don't add your pilot skill to your attack roll.
Sure, be nice if it did.
Well, yeah, that would be the cheapest way to get a +12 to your attack. I checked this box, and all of a sudden my BAB went up by 12 points. Woohoo!
Yeah, I figured it was my base attack, but that's because on the ship it doesn't have one. So I'm just looking at mine real quick, which I think is only.
Probably 2 for level 2.
Yep, that's 2. So let me add that real quick because it's not showing on my vessels. I'll go ahead and take my shot.
Oh. Amazing damage, but looks like you're gonna miss by a few points there.
Is it like a narrow miss, or is it like pretty far off?
It's on the higher end of the force point.
No, I'm good right now.
Well, alright. So we're gonna have the Mandalorian vessels go first. We'll start with these over here. Everybody should be able to open up the Mandalorian Starship character sheets, correct?
Yep, I got the
Affirmative.
Peacekeeper open.
Fantastic. And Don, you got one open. James, you got one open. Why don't you both take one of these ships through its paces for the round?
Don, you want left or right ship?
Hold on a second. Let me just double check something really quick.
Stay on target.
Faster and more intense.
Well, are we taking over for NPC ships?
That is correct.
Oh, hold on. Let me open up one of those then.
And just for your information, Dan,
Sounds like
it's not on me
open.
to move. I can't move them. Can't select them.
Oh yeah, same for me.
Ah,
I can tell you what I'm doing and then roll. It just won't let me.
Yep,
Literally.
I can't select them either.
I can move one now.
yeah, it should be resolved before you try anything else. And I'm moving on to the other ships to make those adjustments as well.
Okay, Don, I'll take the right ship if that works for you.
Sure, no problem.
Just double check it and see if it has a similar movement.
Speed 5.
Hollow. Okay. So this fighter is going to kind of, he knows that the invasion shuttles are kind of the big thing right now. So he's kind of cutting in front of the bigger ship, and he's going to try to take a distant shot at this transport.
Okay, we're looking at a -10 to the attack.
I get it. He's more in a panic mode because it's a full-on invasion he wasn't maybe expecting. So close.
A -1. So close indeed.
Does it maybe it's so bad a shot it hits the fighters?
No! Damn it, I have to
I
do
was
that.
aiming for the other one.
It's the famous comedian Arnold Braunschweiger. He's back in the narrative role. Okay, so how about you? How about you, Don?
Okay, we are in 3D combat, so it means that I could go right past this big guy without having a problem.
That's true, yes.
All right, so I swoop around here, and then I'm going to open fire on the little guy right there.
Okay. I am going to have a cover bonus, because that is what the Starfighter support is there for. They see you coming up, they adjust their angles accordingly, so that they are blocking your shot. Give it a go. Who is your daddy, and what does he do? Is your daddy a Sith Lord? Ah! Okay, we're looking at short range, so -2 to the attack, plus the cover bonus, and that will hit the transport and deal a good amount of damage. You can see the wisp of smoke as some of the hull pressure is starting to leak into space. Ah, damn it, Kohegi, you got what you want. Now give these people air.
And that will end the turn.
Melina, please! No! Okay, now we come back over here to the Fang. We have Jason piloting the thing by himself. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to come in. We're going to shoot straight down.
Okay,
We're going to take a shot at this fighter right here.
excellent. I can do it. I'm doing it. I'm still doing it. Maybe I'm not doing it. Maybe I'll never. Hey, I did it!
Damn.
Alright,
Let's just
so,
hope it hits.
so that will break through the shields and the damage reduction hull plating. And. That's one down. Well done.
And that'll end my turn on that one.
Alright. So now we come. Wait a minute. Rolled them twice. And actually, we skipped a bunch of these things here, so we'll just do a quick rewind over here to this one. Justin, let's have you control that Mando Starfighter. Since it's the Mando Starfighter's turn, everybody make sure you have that character sheet open, because I'm going to be calling on all of you in rapid order here, so make sure you're ready. Come on,
He's
natural
just kinda
20.
doing he'll like kind of juke around the fighter to take an attack run on that transport there.
Alright.
He's that point blank shot, baby.
Damn it, even with the point blank, it's a miss. Might be, well, these guys don't have force points, so yeah, that's a miss. Okay, now for this Mando, let's go ahead and have John take over.
I've never super looked into starfighters. Is there an ability for like a squadron, like barrage firing?
There can be, but they all have to be linked together in one squadron, which would take way too long. It's kind of the same as weapon batteries, but they all have to be synchronized together.
Alright. It's this southernmost one, yeah?
Correct. Yeah, most of the sci-fi music that I have, CJ, a lot of it is very techno.
See, I will take the shot across this way.
Alright, -5 to the attack.
Is it... I'm not clear on the range. Do I have same penalty shooting this way?
Yeah, it's the same. Between 3 and 5 squares is -5.
Gotcha. Alright. Yeah.
Ow!
Stand by for ground invasion.
Yeah, they're already getting invaded down there, but maybe you can stop the invasion from getting more support. Okay, and then Jason, we'll have you control this one right here.
It was the same one John just did, isn't it?
I'm sorry. 4 squares to the left.
We'll move up one, take our shot.
Okay.
Not even gonna give me a break in between divorces. Just gonna make me go right into the next one. Okay. That is a direct hit. And that ship is now starting to leak some oxygen, or to leak some hull pressure as well.
And that'll end my turn unless I can continue to move.
No, you cannot. It's the same as the character rules unless you have defeat, which none of these guys do. So, Don, let's have you take over this guy right over here.
The bad guy? Oh, this guy way down here.
That's right.
James apparently is a sucker for punishment since he hurts his ribs every time you do that voice. He paid for this one.
It's so good. So good.
I do not have access to this ship.
Yes, you do.
Oh, now I do.
That's right.
Crap, it's hard to see the lines with that stupid planet in the way.
The stupid planet, i.e. home.
That should be 5. All right, I guess I'm going to have to shoot at this one with a penalty.
Alright, that's a -5.
Would it hit the covering ship?
Not necessarily, but maybe. Go ahead and roll a percentile. Alright, so yes, it does hit that ship, and it does penetrate through the shield. A little bit.
And I will end my turn on that shield penetration.
Alright, so that's all of those. Mando. And we got 2 more Mandalorians over here. And let's have Justin and John take over those 2.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably just gonna be hitting that Corvette, eh, John?
That works for me.
Alright, do yours first and I'll do mine.
That doesn't look like a Corvette. I had a Matchbox Corvette as a kid. It looks nothing like that.
Where's he supposed to park his sweet Corvette?
I think this way I'm in point blank range.
It was one of the early prototypes, Don, in the 40s.
Point blank range would be 0 to 1 squares. Technically, right there, you would be at short range. So -2. 23 is going to hit even with a -2. 24 will definitely hit with the +1. So let's see the laser cannon penetration on the Hutt Corvette. Shield rating. Alright, looks like you're actually just going to take some damage off of the shields in that instance.
My goodness, that's not good.
Yeah, these things got some pretty hefty shields.
And the only option on this ship is a laser cannon?
Correct.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, these Corvettes might take a little bit of more firepower to take out if you have some ships with proton torpedoes. Also a hit, and that's also going to drain the shields a little bit, but the spillover is not going to get through the damage reduction. Yeah, these ships are going to take a decent amount of damage before you're able to penetrate through the shields and the armor. As it is right now, these are just kind of the testing shots. Let's see about the Peacemaker, all the way back up here, piloted by Dawn and Justin.
Three squares out.
Cool.
And the weapons are controlled by the co-pilot. Except for the 2 gunner spots.
Okay. Some of those weapons are also controllable by the pilot if the box is checked for the pilot, but by default it's the co-pilot's position, but the pilot can use it in a pinch.
So yeah, did you want to use a weapon?
Sure. I will take first laser cannon. I have a +1 to my attack for my skill, so I'm going to put that in the attack block.
Okay. Well, you know it's not Fantastica? Oh! Ding, 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 ding. There's that natural 20. Woo!
Yay!
Outstanding.
Boom! There goes that Hutt starfighter. And Steve is perhaps a little alarmed to see a Hutt body go flying out of the wreckage of the ship and just go floating through space. Just kidding.
Oh, wow.
How did he fit in that thing? Woohoo! Look at them cheers from Hans and from Valtheris. Thank you so much. Are you with us? All right. So blasted both of those starfighters out of our path. So for the heroes, we at least now have a somewhat straightforward path through. These Hutt starfighters were actually facing your entry point, so it seemed like they possibly had some registration that your ships were emerging from hyperspace. But a lot of the other ships nearby, especially these two, are kind of hovering around the asteroid like they're intending to make more of a push into the system. Let's see what these ships have. Yeah, and go ahead with your turn there, Justin. I'm still adjusting the initiative here anyway.
Okay, so the only other weapon system on here that says co-pilot instead of gunner is the torpedoes. How many of those are on board?
There would be 8 torpedoes.
Okay. Not sure if I want to use those on the starfighters. Could I move to a gunner station on the bridge to use the gunner weapons?
You could do that, yeah. The rear-facing turrets, of course, would be ineligible here, but the middle turrets that are kind of on a swivel, you can definitely find a target with that, possibly this one way out here, or even one of these two hiding around by the asteroid.
Okay, yeah, I'll move to that swivel gun and take a shot one of the closest guy over by the asteroid just to see what I can do with that.
All right, very cool. And John, definitely you can do that on your turn right here at the same time as Don and Justin. Go ahead and roll the knowledge tactics, and assuming you beat a DC 10, you're going to give Justin a +2 on his attack roll here. Perfect. Okay, so we're looking at laser cannons, same kind of range penalties, so we're looking at a -5, only a -3, however. And the +2 from the knowledge tactics will make up the difference, because the defense is exactly a 14, so that's going to turn that into a hit. 56 damage is not enough to destroy it outright, but it is the majority of its shield and hull points. So this ship just starts it looks like it immediately loses power, and it just starts kind of listing lazily to the left, almost like it's going down below the top of the asteroid here from your perspective.
I'm helping, says John.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well.
After I take the shot, I'm like, yes, your tactical insight was quite brilliant.
I blew up that ship.
Alright, and I've skipped forward a bit in the initiative here. The Hutt Starfighters will actually be next before the Hutt Corvettes get their turn. This one that Justin just shot is going to finish its plummet right into the side of the asteroid before it can clear the bottom of it, and it just breaks apart in that collision.
Let me guess, a little Hutt starts slugging its way across the asteroid.
And that's where space slugs come from. I'm going to roll a pilot check from the other one. A natural 1! Well, that did not go well. Let's see how the follow-up is. Alright, so his buddy next to him, after watching him get destroyed and plummeted into the asteroid, this one is going to try some fancy flying and try to do an about face in as little space as possible so it can close the distance and begin pummeling the Peacemaker with all of its might. Instead, it is a bit too erratic in its swing around, and it slams itself into the asteroid as well. Doesn't blow itself up, but it just kind of smashes into it, and then it starts slowly drifting away as well.
He's like the TIE fighter in episode 4. Watch out!
Yes, indeed. And I'm going to move that one out in that direction just as an indication. And it is also down most of its hull strength. Let's pan back over this way to the transports and the starfighter escorts. They will all move as one. Yep. 3 squares. I have a little bit of finagling there. Thankfully, we can just kind of soar right alongside of that Mandalorian craft right there. Try the same thing here. We're not trying to run through your space. We will take some shots before moving with that group. This group here has no targets within range, so we're not going to do... No, we got this guy right here, so we'll try that. Alright, here comes some attacks. I will indicate the target at the time. Alright, so that is a shot on this one. Oh. That one, I should say. And a horrible miss. I will take a second shot and a third shot on that same ship with these two Hutt starfighters as they are passing by. They're going to do attack run actions. Oof. Alright. And I think their defenses for the Mando starfighters are pretty good as well. Yeah, 18. So even a 17 is just going to skim across this thing's shields. That thing, I should say. And on to the next attack group. I am focusing on this one that is in my way. Take 2 shots on that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Double! Natural! 20s!
Oh, no.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh man.
Wow.
That's not good.
So, yeah, we just blast that thing into smithereens, clearing a nice path for our damaged troop transport here to pass through unscathed. Oh, goodness. How about those rolls? And then coming back up this way, we're gonna use the Hutt starfighter hiding behind this asteroid. I'm gonna try to provide some level of defense. Move 3 squares. I'm gonna hover on the top side of the Corvette here. I'll take a shot down at this one, and you will have a +5 cover bonus as we're all kind of hugging up along the side of this larger transport. Nothing doing with that attack. And with my final Hutt starfighter, I am coming after Jason. I'm going to get right up alongside him right here. Take a point-blank shot. Ooh! That will connect. Fortunately, it's not a great amount of damage. Hey, thanks for the cheer there, Valtheris. Much appreciated. And then, Jason, you know the basic ship rules. You take off of the shield first, and then anything left over you apply the damage rating to. Anything left over from that goes to your hit points.
Copy that.
That will conclude the Hutt starfighters. So I just have the Corvettes remaining. They are not moving. They are satisfied with their position here in space. Neither of them are disgorging starfighters or transports at this stage, so we're just going to fire with our laser cannons. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say laser cannon? I meant turbo laser battery. And thankfully, these are all small targets that we're shooting at, so even though there is point-blank range here between Corvette and this Mando starfighter, doesn't come anywhere close to landing. We'll try the same thing over here. Still nothing doing there. These turbo laser shots are unlikely to connect with anything unless they roll a natural 20, in which case it's probably not going to be good. Okay, so back up here to the top we have James in the Reaper.
Very slow moving Reaper, yes.
Yeah, not the fastest transport. You can roll a pilot check to try to eke out some extra power out of the engines, but that, I believe, will cost you an action. Instead of shooting, you're basically trying to get extra power from the engines.
No, I'll just try to stay alongside the our larger ship and take a shot at this one that's kind of disabled and out there, or is not as efficient. This one out here, I'm going to take a shot at it.
Gotcha. Okay. So distance penalty, but stationary bonus. Fire away. Yeah, don't fear the Reaper. Oh, what is that?
How? I mean, I know it's stationary, but how far off was it?
Well, you're at long range, so right now you've rolled a -1. I would say you get a +5 due to it being stationary, so you have hit a 4 against its defense of 14.
So essentially, there's no way.
Yeah, that's not going to connect in any capacity there. It's just too far. It's too far out of range.
Yeah, I think it would be a big non-factor in this one because the ship does not move. It's like a go-kart. I might as well go back to the other ship and maybe see if what I can do from there. But we'll see.
My ship only moves 3.
Faster than this one.
Well, let
So
me
that's all I can
just
do.
encourage you. Page 171, 172 there of the core rulebook. You can see the different starship operation options right there. Hey, just a wife, have a good night. Sleep well. We will catch you next time. Are you with us? So yeah, increase vehicle speed there, James. That may be one that works for you, because for every 5 points you exceed the DC on your pilot check, you get an extra square of movement. And these actually only take move actions, not standard actions. So rather than make you
cool.
wait until the next cycle, let's just get a pilot check out of you here and see if you're able to eke out any extra power.
Okay, I'll try real quick.
May the force be with you.
There's also the 4-round all-out movement, which goes 4 times the speed.
Very true. Yeah, if you're just way out there in the battlefield and nothing is nearby, you can at least get like 8 squares if you just spend the whole round moving. The only real condition on movement is you can't re-enter a space you just left unless you roll like a fancy pilot about face action, which is what I was trying to do before I smashed into the side of the asteroid. So DC is 10, and you beat that 15, 20, 25, so you can get 3 extra squares. Okay, and that will make up the difference right there. And send that ship into
Smithereens.
Yeah, not bad. You guys have got all these ships in your immediate vicinity destroyed, except for the one right here next to Cestus.
It's not my turn yet.
Okay, we'll take the same turn order here with the Mandalorian starfighters. James, why don't you go ahead and double up while you've got your turn already still kind of going. And Don, you'll take the second starfighter of these two over here.
Oh, I definitely will, Dan. But there's something on the somebody donate Valtris redeem some things, and maybe I want to look into. I don't know. It's weird.
You know, actually, my Streamlabs is frozen, so I don't see anything that's going on the Streamlabs.
Oh, crazy.
So, alright, James. James! You and Don. It is your turn. Get on a little closer on this fight.
So he'll come. This guy will move, kind of zigzagging essentially as he's going. So just defensively flying towards this troop transport. And he's going to take one. He's about 2 spots away at this point.
Okay. That's a -2 on the attack.
Because of cover.
No, because of the range.
He's 2 squares away. Is that far enough?
That's a
Or too
short.
far?
That's a short range. So -2 instead of -5.
Holler.
Oh, yep. And there goes the first transport. The first transport is not away. It is destroyed.
Is there like a bunch of huts floating in space now?
There's huts everywhere. You literally opened up a can of worms. Oh, look at Jason. We got Jason. We got him.
Well, there's a hut. There's a hut, and that one's hiking. So we've got hut, hike.
Hut. Blue 42. All right then. So Don, let's see what you got.
I'm attacking that one right there.
All right, point blank range. No penalty. In fact, a bonus. Oh no!
Oh,
Where's the sound effect for when they try to send the Millennium Falcon to hyperspace and it's just boop, 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 boop. That's like what happened here. You're like, alright, it's in target. I have you now. Boop, 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 boop.
I forgot to load my laser guns.
Yeah, that's a suck turn. Alright, Jason?
Do I have to roll anything in conjunction with that?
Nah, you're good. It's just a missed attack.
All right.
So, Jason, you are going to take over this one. And John, you're going to take over that one. Hey, thanks for the cheer there, buddy. That's very nice of you.
Now, maneuvering, I'm able to just. Do I have to go a certain amount before I can turn around, or can I just turn around? I'm seeming to remember something about that.
In this case, you can just turn around. I'm sure there's more rules about it, but we're not going to delve into that just yet. The only rule we know for sure is you can't move and then go back to the same space.
Okay. So we're going to move up one, take a point blank shot on the transport.
Get it?
And that's not very good damage, but
Yeah, these things can't take too much, but you got it damaged already. That's the first damage that it took. So good job.
So I don't want to fire across the ship at my ally. Is it possible to come up on the side?
Oh, absolutely. Just show off some of these ships here. Some of them look pretty cool. That's the Mando Starfighter. That's the Hutt Starfighter. Kinda looks like they got big lightsaber guns on the side.
yeah, it does.
Alright, so Kadinar is 14 for 42. Kablooey to the second transport. Excellent work. And The Mandalorian ships are all destroyed over here except for this one. And for that one, we will have Justin take control of it. Oh. And just like that, all 3 of the transports was destroyed. Another can of worms exploded into space. And last but not least, the 2 Mandalorians over here. Whoops. Let's turn that over to Jason and James.
Which one you want, James? Left or right?
Left.
Copy that. I will come in and do a... Oh, all they have is the laser cannons.
Yeah, they just got the cannons.
Yeah, I feel like these are just interceptors.
Pretty much. Can you highlight yours, Jason? Gotcha.
I will take a shot at the fighter.
Oh, okay.
Up on top at the same. I thought I had the torpedoes on this as well, but I didn't.
Yeah, we got sparse torpedoes among our ships. Oh, so close. A force point will guarantee the hit. You're missing by 1. But actually, no, you're point blank, so you've got it exactly. My bad.
And I don't have a force point to spend on this one, so...
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's
well,
right,
not
'cause
me.
Yeah.
Because they're... Yeah.
I forget about that too, because you're controlling them, but you're not really playing your character. Okay, so laser cannons gonna penetrate very nicely through the shields, and you can see the health point, or the health bar, is significantly reduced. And James.
It's going to move kind of almost in a looping sense to flank it, if you will. Kind of in a pincer type attack, and then attack that fighter again.
Okay. Flank bonus with advantage. Oh, wait, wrong system.
I'm good if you want to put that in there.
Well, I know that you are. You're the one that's always like, do I get advantage on this? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Oh! I don't know, with those rolls, you don't really need advantage, because there goes another one. Well, these Hutt starfighters are becoming a precious commodity now on the board. There's not too many of them left. Jason, it is your turn to double up on the turn, as it is now actually your turn.
So I'm obviously going to take out this little Nimrod right here next to me. And that is point blank, correct?
That is point blank, and that's sad that they show that in a red highlight, because typically, I mean, they're showing that one of your dice rolled minimum, but that is amazing frickin' damage overall, and that's what we call a one-hitter quitter.
That was better than my first hit.
Yeah. And then same thing for James, because only one of his dice rolled a maximum, they show it in a green light. And it's much less damage than what you just rolled, so who knows?
All right, and I can move after attack or no?
Yes, you can.
Okay, and I think I've got 5 squares on this one.
I'm not sure about the Fang.
4.
It might be 4. Yeah, 4.
4. And that'll end my turn on that one.
Awesome. Looking pretty good. How about the Peacemaker?
All right, I'm going to go for an all-out move and try to get some additional juice out of it.
Okay. Well, no additional juice, but you do get the ×4. It just has to be in a straight line.
Right into the asteroid.
Yeah, exactly, and there's no avoiding collisions if you're doing an all-out move, so don't steer into the asteroid. "50 feet. Yeah, go ahead and roll a tactics check, John. Maybe this will suffice for extra power. Yeah, we'll do that. So, Don, why don't you go ahead and add an extra 2 squares? Different skills used to similar effect, as he's just kind of guiding you this way, that way. And you're like, stop backseat driving. Oh, it actually worked. He knew what he was talking about. Cool.
I imagine a bit more tactical, like, oh, there's some gas over on this quadrant that'll expedite our trip.
Very cool. So you guys stop off at the Chevron, fuel up, and get that extra juice to get you around the asteroid.
I mean, a cloud.
All right, so that's the end of me, and Justin has shot potentials.
Yeah, so it looks like we're only 3 squares from the Corvette.
Correct.
That is within point-blank range for a torpedo.
Okay, well, here goes the torpedo attack on the Corvette. Woo! I am going to be drinking a lot of tea after this game is over tonight. I don't know if I've ever done this for as long as I have tonight.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I played Cyber Chops back in the Baldur's Gate, and I didn't talk this much with it.
But that looks pretty good.
Okay, so definitely a hit. It's definitely getting through the shields. It's going to reduce the shields. And it's actually going to get past the DR, the Dom rep. And it's going to do a little bit of damage to the hull. You're not going to see a lot of damage coming off, but that was a good hit.
Well, that got their attention.
Oh, that's +1 to that because I do get my point-blank shot feat on that.
+1 to hit, right?
It's +1 to hit and damage.
+1 point of damage. Okay, that's almost 4 million. Alright, so that is it for the Peacemaker. And now for the Hutt Starfighters. I got nothing, and then I got 2 of them right here. So what we will do is move over to here, take a shot on this guy. This one will move over. Actually, let's go under. Let's do an under move, and then we'll take a shot on that one. Come on, Mer. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Looks like my roll 20 froze up. There it is. Okay, so the first shot on this one right here, and looks like I actually hit. The second shot on this one is going to be a big fat miss. Alright, so we'll come back here. And we will actually not do a lot of movement. We're just going to keep our positions and turn on these two right here. First shot. A miss and a hit. Alright. So Justin, if you would take the damage off of this one here. The 18 for 44. And then Don, get the damage on this one, the 20 for 18. Alright, then we'll try that pincer move over here on this one right here. And any damage that I hit, James, take it off, please. Miss and miss. Alright. That one is destroyed, so that is it for the Hutt Starfighters. Now for the Corvettes, I am going to launch a turbo laser barrage at this guy.
Look at all that red.
Yeah, they got red in their ledger. They put the blue wire where the red wire goes. So that is going to make the turbo laser battery shut down for a good little while for that Corvette. And the second one is going to fire the turbo laser battery at the Peacemaker over here.
Wait, there's a little target right in between the two of us.
Yeah, I think I'll target that instead.
Yay!
Ooh. And I think I actually hit, because this is a colossal frigate. So, Don, I will leave that up to you.
Yes. What? Could I use a lightsaber to bounce it back at it?
You wish.
Or do I have dodge?
You do not have vehicular evasion. Not with this one.
So what are my options? Besides take the damage.
That's the only option, because I hit you.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I should, like... Alright, I'll take the damage. My shield rating is 50. So that goes down to 0, right?
Well, no, it goes down to 45. If I exceed your shields, it goes down by a 5.
Okay. But I still take 50 off that number.
Yes.
My damage reduction is 15. So that makes it down to 25.
Perfect, and that goes to the hull. And then your systems operator can finagle with the shields to get that 5 points back. Alright, so that is it for the Corvettes. We'll bring it back up to the top here for James and the Reaper.
I'm going to do an all-out move to kind of get in the mix.
Did he really just say that he was going to go all out?
Oh, yes.
With this grape juice. All right. So quadruple move has to be in a straight line plus one extra square on the tail end of that.
Pretty much take him. He'll take him right there and just kind of line up on that guy. So he kind of just did a boost, and now he's right there, hopefully lined up for a good shot.
All right. And thankfully, because of the third dimension, you don't necessarily slam into the asteroid by default. We'll just assume you had some kind of difference in elevation against that thing.
Or is already positioned high.
And with that, we'll bring it back over to the Mando Starfighters. Keep the same rotation. We'll have James and Don.
All right, I'm going to shoot the guy right next to me.
Fantastic.
I'll see how that goes, and I may attack that one. If not, I'll attack the one that I am already on. Ivy and Reaper.
Well, it's at this point that Steve's secret force power that he didn't know he had comes out to play. It's a unique force power that allows him to fire a Death Star blast once per campaign. And it's in this shot that he fires it. Unfortunately, it's such a poor miss, and you're aiming it right at the planet, so there goes the planet you came to save. Womp,
Oh. You know what? For some reason, it just decided to do that.
womp. Alright, so yeah. I'm not taking credit for that one. Yes, you are. Just like when when Mark took out Endor, you will bear that scar to this day. There are no Ewoks because of Bail.
It's not my fault. Stupid droid did it.
I was just there.
Did I set bombs? Yes. Were those bombs then taken down and reset by a droid? Also, yes.
Alright, well, here comes Mando James to deliver some damage on that one. Takes it out almost entirely. That thing is, much like many of these Hutt Star ships, now trailing some smoke behind it that is quickly extinguished by the vacuum of space. And the ship just is noticeably in a much worse state than it was a few moments ago.
Okay, can I use a Mando point to destroy it?
A Mando point. Unfortunately, Boba Fett claimed all of those like 400 years ago, and he never let anybody have another one.
Oh, man. Okay.
Typical.
Alright, panning down to the next crew of Mandalorian starfighters, we're going to have Jason and Justin.
I'll take that one, Justin.
And right after
Realign.
that will be John over here. So once the two of them go, feel free to jump in with your turn, John.
It's a tight spot.
Yeah, and they both missed you too.
And I missed as well.
Yeah, that was not that Mando's best work.
How do I do the comical thing where you duck and they punch each other in the face?
I'm sure there's a talent for it.
Oh, well, this is clearly the Mandalorian ace pilot, right?
I don't know. It doesn't look like Slave One.
It's trash. Thing's garbage. Could I turn around? Like, go out and then turn back to shoot at them? Is that an option?
Oh, absolutely.
Can I, like, dogfight like that?
Yes, you can. Cody has destroyed that Hutt starfighter. There are actual rules for dogfighting. If you want to actually do that, it would require you getting in the same square as that target, and then you're both committed to a dogfight. And attacks against each other are not even necessarily a guarantee at that point, because you have to roll opposed piloting checks to see if you can even, in the midst of all that, line up a good shot on the target in front of you.
I don't even have any information about the pilot of this thing, so I'm just going to hit the kablooey.
That is the official name of the button, and thankfully, because you're right up next to it, that will hit, shred through the shields, and deal over half of its hull points. And our final two Mandalorians here, John, since you're still going, why don't you take over that one, and Justin, get the next one.
We're pretty much just hoping for a crit here, eh?
Pretty much. Yeah, that doesn't even chip away at the shields. So low is the damage. So kind of a wash. That's right. It's kind of a wash on the damage. Right there. Doesn't really do anything. We'll get back over here for Jason's turn to take with the Fang ship.
Alright, we're going to do the full move, and that's straight line, correct?
That's
Times
right.
4?
If you're going to do the all out, then yes, you can get the 4 squares, or the 4 times 4 movement.
And I have to move all 16 of them?
I think it's up to times 4. It doesn't have to be all of times 4. The only rules that I know offhand is that next round you can definitely not do a full stop after you do an all out.
We're going to fire some proton torpedoes at this dude.
Alright.
And I can't aim right now, can I?
Correct, because you did the full movement. And even still, technically, the proton torpedoes would be for next round, because all out takes you a full movement, but we're kind of in expedition mode here right now.
Okay, and then that'll end my turn.
Alright. Another powerful explosion up against the side of the Corvette. That proton torpedo finds home. And how about the Peacemaker right here?
Okay, I'm going to turn up this way.
Okay.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm actually going like underneath this. And I'm going to yell, open fire, all weapons. And I'm going to take a shot on that.
Alright, get it. And then John and Justin, get your turns on board the Peacemaker as well.
Keep rolling this tactics.
That sounds good to me.
That is some shitty damage on that gun.
What the hell is that? All ones? 22111.
Yep.
Alright, well, we'll use the tactics roll for Justin's attack here. Hopefully he does better.
I would like to try and target their turbo lasers with the proton torpedo.
Alright. You can do that. Higher defense, but certainly possible. Great damage. Crappy attack roll.
We're point blank, and John has given it a bonus.
Yeah. Still a tiny bit shy. A force point might do it.
Alright, then I'll spend a force point.
Got to get that 3. Nice! That's exactly what you needed. And the turbo lasers on that ship are destroyed. And it seems like it's setting up some kind of chain reaction that's taking out other systems throughout the ship.
I'm guessing that would be our turn.
Thank you for your tactical analysis. That was very, very helpful.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, pretty good. As more and more of the systems aboard the Hutt Corvette right there continue to explode, eventually taking out the entire ship, leaving just a handful of the starfighters and one Corvette remaining. And their moves from here on out are entirely in a retreat format. None of them are really going to be able to get out of here, though, because the only remaining Corvette is too surrounded to be able to find an accurate hyperlane out, and the starfighters don't have hyperdrives on their ship to be able to get out without docking with the Corvette. So the small invasion force that was sent here is now kind of trapped in the area that they were sent to invade.
That's excellent news.
Oh yeah. And I imagine there's going to be a lot more interrogations in the near future. A lot of that is going to occur off camera over the next few weeks as we conclude this first part of Star Wars and get ready to start the second part. The interrogations will largely be focused on a Core Worlds Confederacy retinue that can be found aboard the second Hutt Corvette. And initially it's kind of a cause of like, what? Why are there Core Worlds Confederacy nobles and Senate members on board this Hutt Corvette? And they're not slaves. They're not prisoners. They literally seem like they're here to kind of observe what's going on. And again, we'll delve more into that, as for now I can at least leave you with there is some kind of affiliation going on with the Hutt Empire that is going through the Midrib and enslaving everybody, and the Core Worlds Confederacy that kind of runs the civilized galaxy. There definitely seems to be some kind of affiliation between the two. And we're going to discover more of that as we come to the end of the Hutt Empire, our episode 1 of this Star Wars What If. Slight spoiler alert, our episode 2 is tentatively called Entrenchment of Last Resort. We're going to find out exactly what that means starting in November. What is being entrenched? Why is it a last resort? Etc. The Hutt Empire is by no means defeated. The Hutt Empire was a lot more than just these 2 Corvettes and these dozen starfighters. This was a probe attack, as we will come to find out. And from the prisoners that we take from this one Corvette, there's over 100 of them. So there's going to be a lot of interrogation, a lot of new information to be found.
And a lot of jars of salt.
Yeah, the Hutts ditched that stuff back in hyperspace, just like Han Solo did with the spice shipment.
I'm talking that's how you torture a Hutt, is you throw salt on them.
Oh, I get it. That's why the Hutts left the shit behind, because they don't want that on their ships. So yeah, great job here getting through the Hutt Empire Episode 1. There's a lot more inside story information that I'm going to go over with you guys over the coming month. I have a cutscene as well where we're going to discover who some of these Hutt leaders are and what their response is to this debacle that just took place. Of course, in Entrenchment of Last Resort, we're going to see the second round of the contest where Jet Fakastis is going to get back in the arena and hopefully gain some status toward becoming the new Mandalore. We've heard that the previous Mandalore, assumed dead, is supposedly still alive and seeking his position back. We'll get more into that in our next chapter as well. For tonight, and for the 4 parts that we played of the Hutt Empire, I applaud you guys. You guys kicked ass.
Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll do our usual wind down here. I'd like to get some perspectives from each of the players here, as well as some of our viewers who've been kind enough to watch the Hutt Empire as it's gone through its progressions over the last month. Thank you for that, Hans Loves D&D. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, the floor is yours, the 5 of you, and our viewers as well. What was your guys' impressions? Did you enjoy it? What was lacking, etc.? Just want to get some perspective from all of you.
So I had a really good time tonight. I wasn't 100%, so my mind's a little foggy. I apologize for that. I've got the summer cold, the man cold. It's like one step above cancer, But I'm doing everything I can tonight. I had a blast. The ship combat was awesome. I really enjoyed that. And getting more of the story. Typical Star Wars. You answer some questions and create more. So yeah, it was a good night tonight.
Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot of the character development. I mean, you could really tell the difference between the characters, their motivations. The Mandalorians with their super seriousness. James always playing that gruff fighter that that I'm trying to torment the heck out of. Justin doing really good job with the robot, keeping the answers in logic format, and being able to justify every step of what its programming is on that. So I really applaud all of you guys, because you're doing an amazing job on your characters, and I could find that I can really relate with all of your characters.
You're Don, you're very welcome for my sarcasm and tact and how I communicate with you. But I do really actually enjoy your character. It's more complex. It's not just I don't say any of our characters are simple, but the way you play out the dependence on some of the stems and the ghost and everything, it's intriguing. So for me, it's really cool how you're playing it. So thank you for that. And I really do enjoy playing with everybody's characters. It's a really unique group.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
And I'm the best chess of all time. I just want to let you know that. I don't care about Thrawn. Thrawn who? It's my time.
Let's just wait to see if you get murked by, your second in command.
Not even second in command, like the hired help.
I don't think so. See me with a rifle? Pretty nasty. That's nasty, actually.
I dig the fast-paced nature we've had here. It does keep things moving to a pace where I think it's somewhat counter to our instincts to want to really dig in and learn about all these little nooks and crannies of intrigue. But it is fun on that meta level of more like a movie, more like a thematic story, and it keeps the action moving, which is of course fun for everybody as players.
Yeah, and we are going to get some more of the in-depth plot development in our middle chapter of this trilogy. I wanted the first chapter to be the typical introduce the characters, introduce some of the villainry, pit them against each other, and then, of course, we want to end the first episode with a monumental player victory where you guys have basically saved Onderon from this Hutt probe invasion force.
Well, and also to comment on Dan's game style on this, it is like a fast-paced action movie. So it gives you the opportunities to really enjoy the action in there, and then it gives you your cool-off time, and then it hits you with some more action. So it gives a nice little roller coaster effect that you would find in most really good science fiction movies.
Yeah, I've been feeling that way too. He's done a good job of being like, okay, you guys doing your role play, okay, here's some stuff. And the fact that with the space battle, he had us take control of the allied NPC ships, it helped us stay really involved in the fight instead of watching him just roll dice against NPCs.
Yeah.
We got to get involved and do a lot more stuff during what wasn't our turn, but we still got to do stuff, and it kept it more engaging than I've seen other space battles in the past games be, because we didn't have that
right.
done. I also like the fact that maybe somewhat unintentionally, but Steve and myself are kind of becoming a bit of the comedy of the movie. As he's doing his like, yeah, man, it's all cool, and I'm just like, well, you never did this, so it's become interesting because of that. But it's cool. I've definitely got some depth to my character that I think is starting to show a little bit. But yeah, he's definitely not the front character like a lot of these other characters are. Most droids do end up being kind of background characters anyway.
Yeah, and intentionally, the Cody character and to an extent the Rolland character were kind of kept in the background for this first segment, but as promised, everybody has a lot more story coming up, and our second episode will definitely shift a bit of the focus towards what is Rolland's deal? What's Cody's deal? Where does he come from? We know he was a top-of-the-line prototype droid, but what are his experiences? And a lot of that is going to matter.
I'm mad at
Plus, it'll be interesting to see if my nemesis shows up that we touched upon in the first episode, in the very first game. That would be kind of interesting to see if that plays out, because, I mean, he is a crime boss and everything. But I really like the fact that we are shifting spotlights around. So it's like the Mandos get their spotlight, I get my spotlight, and then soon coming up, Cody and Roland will get their spotlights.
Oh yeah, and I definitely took some of the Han Solo Jabba the Hutt story for your segment there, Dawn. Like, we hint at it, we see a little bit of the relationship in the first episode. Second episode, we'll deal with it a little bit more, and we'll see if there's actually a Return of the Jedi where you guys get thrown in the Sarlacc pit and have to fight off Bargree once and for all. Fantastic stuff from all of you. I really enjoyed seeing the different character developments as well. We had a fairly good idea what we were in for as far back as July when we first started conceiving this campaign, but it wasn't until we actually got into it that I was able to appreciate all the different eccentricities that you guys put with these characters.
Oh yeah, the character development's one of my favorite parts of it, and I had a really hard time picking a race on where I wanted to be. It's like it just wasn't fitting. And then I'm like, wait a minute, we can have more than one Mando in here. So John and I kind of worked together and kind of developed together, almost parallel, as we built. And it's really working out the way the story was written. It's progressing naturally.
I mean, I'd definitely say Jason did the lion's share of work on developing those backgrounds. I was fortunate to benefit and be along for the ride. Just taking a rather raw concept of the grizzled guy with a bit of shit in his past and rolling with it. But it's been fun to not really just have two Mandos, but we have Jet Ficastus as well there with us. So it's been a cool thing to explore.
And a whole Mando kind of hierarchy plot going on as well as one of the main story elements. I really dig all of that as well.
And we definitely cannot forget our fans who at the beginning of this game tonight made it epic with the train, with the gifts that were being given out, with the subscriptions and everything. I mean, it's just without the fans, yes, we've played for years and we've enjoyed playing together, but the fans do bring a whole nother level to this of bringing out the best in all of us and all of our characters, because we want to present a great show for all of you. So you guys make us, bring out the best in us, and that's the most important part.
I will certainly second that.
Oh, I third. Motion passed. Fans are the best.
And speaking of which, seems like tonight this would be the ample or the proper time to do our subscriber raffle here. As promised, we do have a few of us in the group who are subscribing to the Roleplaying Unlimited channel, but we are all off limits. None of us are listed here on our subscriber list that you can see I've put together. Looks like we have 11 subscribers here who are watching our Roleplaying Unlimited experience. And what we're going to do here, one of us, I am nominating James. James had the hot dice tonight, so I'm thinking he should be the one to roll a D11, because he's also the only one that has a D11. Actually, we all have one. You can roll whatever die you want in Roll20. You just have to do the manual roll a D11. And James, we'll get the drum roll going here if you want to get that D11 prepared, and we're going to see which of our subscribers is going to get this invisible prize that I'm holding.
What's impressive? I'm ready to win.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is.
Ready. Set. Roll.
All right. And our lucky winner for tonight is Radio Free Covenant. That is actually another segue, because he will be our guest interview spot for tomorrow night's Roleplaying Unlimited Out of Character. Radio Free Covenant is part of his homebrew campaign setting that he's going to be talking about tomorrow night. And I don't know how well this is going to show up. There we go. So we have our Egyptian-themed rolling cup right here. It's kind of hard to see in the stream, and the background is cutting off a lot of it. And then inside there is either an invisible black hole bag of holding, or there might actually be a set of dice in there. I will be contacting Radio Free Covenant here in the next little while to inform him of the good news. Congrats, Radio Free Covenant, and thank you, Hans, Valtheris, Annie Bag of Donuts, and everybody who has subscribed, gifted subs, cheered some bits, kept me on my toes with
Well, I guess we're gonna be doing.
Alright, yeah, we will not move into this voice.
We're gonna go back over to this.
I think I'm gonna be getting some hot tea here after the session is over. So don't miss us tomorrow night for Out of Character. The spotlight will again be Radio Free Covenant and their homebrew system. And then starting next Tuesday and every Tuesday for the month of October, we're going to turn to the horror theme. And you may have seen some of our talk about Agent Orange, our 1970s zombie apocalypse setting. That will be next Tuesday's activity. Most of our players have their characters ready, and we're going to throw ourselves into southern New Mexico in Christmas week 1972 and see how these characters survive in a world full of zombies. Thank you all very much. I'm going to turn it back over to the guys here and let them say their goodnights.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
right,
And
let's
just
not do
quickly,
it
Dan,
this
for
boys.
the next campaign, is there a way to present our backstories so that our fans get a chance to read them beforehand, so that they get an opportunity to know the characters a little bit before?
I think that is something that we could work into tomorrow night's Out of Character show as well. We'll spend a lot of time talking with Sean, but maybe like the last 10 minutes or so, we'll start talking about some character backstory developments and see just what kind of group we're looking at here.
All right. Other than that, have a good night, everybody.
That's the best. I'm laughing too hard. I'm so sorry. Oh man, my sides hurt so bad. I feel like I've been punched by a boxer. I'm laughing so hard, but that's the whole point. So I hope everybody else had a good time. Sebastian, please continue.
Okay, well let's pass it over to John.
All right, yeah. No, it's been fun. We'll see y'all next time as we shift gears into the Halloween season.
Speaking of Halloween, I know that Sisters is going to have a very cool Halloween setup at his place, and hopefully we'll be seeing some pictures of that coming up in the next week.
Oh, absolutely. We've already got most of our pumpkin patch set up. We don't have it plugged in and lit up yet, but the Overgourd stands omnipotent over the rest of the pumpkins. And then we'll start getting our inflatables and our gravestones and all of that out here, hopefully in another week. After the wife and I get over the cold, we'll start setting everything up.
Jet road.
Oh, his gravestone is always out every year. Thanks for a good night, and have a good one, everyone.
Yep, good night. Thanks for coming by. Hope everybody had as much fun as we did tonight. As much as Dan's voice might not like it, it was really fun having him do some voice changes. Thanks for the expenditures on that, guys, and we'll see how fun it is next time when you decide to make him do that again.
On behalf of the Role-Playing Unlimited crew, we thank you for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Are you with us?